Hey everybody, it is Thursday and it's time for our Thursday Thought. And this week I want to talk about the buyer-broker agreement. So the buyer-broker agreement is the document that outlines the working relationship you have with your agent when you're buying a house. The way to think about this document is it is similar to a letter of commitment, a letter of service that you would get from an attorney or a CPA, someone in the service business, someone who is committing their time, their expertise, their knowledge, and their guidance to you. And that's what a real estate agent should do, especially when you're a buyer. So the buyer-broker agreement is something that should be brought up pretty early in the relationship. It should be brought up by your agent. They should give you a copy of that and discuss the different parts of it. Essentially, what a buyer-broker agreement does is it outlines my authority to work with you. It outlines that I can negotiate on your behalf. It outlines that I can take you into properties, that we have a working relationship, that we are committed to work together, that I will be helping you write offers, negotiate offers, and get you all the way to a smooth settlement. It outlines how I will be paid. And yes, in our jurisdiction, the commission for both agents on each side of the transaction comes out of the seller's proceeds. It'll outline that there's an administrative fee. Almost every brokerage in DC has one. And again, it will outline the commitment, the confidentiality, and the fiduciary duty that I, as your agent, have towards you. Now, why would your agent want you to sign one? Everything I just said. You want to know that your agent is committed to you, committed to your confidentiality, your guidance, your negotiation, your side of the deal. And without that commitment from you that you are working with me or you are working with your buyer agent, it's hard for the agent to legally represent you and to know that we are going to go all the way down this road together to buy you a great house. Now, certainly, even in this time of pandemic, you'll find agents who will take you around for days, for weeks, for months, and never talk about what representation means and never bring up the buyer-broker agreement. I like to bring it up at a buyer consultation meeting, and I do those in person, or I do them via a Zoom call now so that everybody can have some space to think and talk. And that is something that we talk about pretty early on so that you can see that document and see how it outlines. That buyer consultation also gives you a good idea of how I would work with you so that you can begin to feel comfortable to sign that agreement so that we know that we are committed to working together. That buyer consultation also gives me an idea of what your expectations are and what you're going to need from me during the process so that I know how to guide you as we go through the entire process. So that's a little overview of the buyer-broker agreement. When your agent brings it up, when I bring it up, I hope that helps you understand why we do, why we need to get that in place as we go through the process, and why it's important for you that we do. If I can answer any questions about the buying or selling process, or specifically this week about the buyer-broker agreement, you know how to find me. Call me, text me, email me. I'd love to hear from you about what's important. I'd love to know your feedback on Thursday Thoughts. And what should I talk about? What would you like to hear me discuss in a Thursday Thought? Let me know. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next Thursday, if not before.